Hi there! Welcome to a new video on the Sugardoo channel. My name is Irene, and in this video I thought let's talk a little bit about machine ruler foot. What's a ruler foot and why do you need it? Well, you don't have that nice round edge. This is the Bernina ruler foot. That is the one I'm using because I work with a Bernina. Yeah, so I thought let's talk a little bit about what's a ruler foot and why do you need it, because I'm talking a little bit more about doing ruler work lately because I have been doing a lot of quilting with rulers. I'm preparing the new Sugardoo Bernina quilt along that's coming up in January, and there we are going to do a lot of ruler work and free motion quilting. So while I was talking about it more, I'm also getting more questions about ruler work. And one of the questions I got was, do I really need a ruler foot? And the simple answer to that is yes. Yes, on any machine, if you want to do ruler work, you will need a ruler foot. And the reason for that is because you move your ruler against your foot. Let me show you. So when you're quilting with a ruler foot, the idea is that you move your ruler along the edge of the ruler foot. So this is a nice round foot. Here you see it from the bottom. So you can move all the way around the foot. And when you would try to use something like a open toe foot or a free motion quilting foot, first of all, you don't have that nice round edge. So an open toe foot is not completely round most of the time. But the other thing is that it's thin. So when you're sewing, your needle is moving up and down very fast, and you're moving your ruler along the edge of your ruler foot. And this is nice and high, so there's just a very small chance that your ruler will slip onto the ruler foot and below your needle, which would scare you so much when that happens, I guess. It will probably break your needle and your ruler. It will definitely be a big bang when that happens. So, but when you use a ruler foot and a quilting ruler, then that just won't happen, that it will pop on there and under your needle. But you can imagine that when you don't have this high edge and you just have a normal open toe foot that you're using, there's a probability that your ruler will slip over it or under it and then will hit your needle. So that, I guess, is the main reason, just for safety, to use a ruler foot. And the other one is that it's so nicely round that you can move your ruler around it and also behind it. It's really nice that your ruler can go in all directions around your ruler foot. So that is also why you want to know if it is high shank or low shank, so that your thick ruler will fit behind here, or that you would need a thin ruler. But like I said, that is what I'm explaining in a different video. But that's a great thing about ruler feet, that your ruler can move all the way around it, also along the back. So I went ahead and placed a little quilt over here so that I can demonstrate things a little bit better. So here you see the Bernina ruler foot 72. And if this ruler foot fits your machine, then you know you can use high shank quilting rulers. If you have a different machine than a Bernina, then you just need to check if you have a low shank or high shank, and then you can get yourself a ruler foot that matches your machine. And most of those feet you can adjust in height by unscrewing the thumb screw and then moving the foot a little bit up or down, and then screwing that in place again. And the reason why you want to have that adjustable is because your quilt will always vary in thickness. So depending on what kind of batting you're using, the quilt will be thicker. One quilt will be thicker than another. And with this Bernina foot, that is built in. so you can change the height over here, which is perfect. So you can lower your foot and higher the foot just by rotating this over here. And that's great. So you don't want your foot to press down too much, because then you can't move your quilt freely. But you also don't want your foot to hover too much above your quilt, because then the stitches won't look as pretty. So it should just hover slightly, so slightly touch the quilt so you can still move it. And then you can place your ruler in place and then move the ruler together with the quilt along your ruler foot. So that's the basics of a ruler foot. And you saw that I have 2 of them. So I have been working with the 72, and this one looks quite the same, but it's slightly different. So this is a 72S. So this is a new ruler foot, and that is perfect when you want to switch between free motion quilting and ruler work, for example, because this slot will fit your needle. So let's put the needle down, and let's say that I now want to change from ruler work to free motion quilting. So when my foot would be up here, and now I would want to change to free motion quilting, but I don't want to cut my thread, then this ruler foot is perfect for that, because you can just get it off and replace with a different foot. Whereas this foot doesn't have a slot like that. So when this is on, you have to snip your thread, and you can't exchange a foot while you're working. So if you're only doing ruler work on your whole project, then it's fine, of course. But if you want the flexibility, and if you want to switch out your feet between stitching with ruler work and doing free motion quilting, then it's really nice and handy that there is that slot over here. And one other thing that I found really helpful about it was that so when I'm starting out, I often have my thread over here, and now I can just move it through that slot inside my quilting foot. So let me show that again from the top. So when I'm starting out, I often have my thread over here above my foot, and now I can just move it inside the foot by using that little slot. So ruler foot for ruler work, yes, very handy. So I really do recommend, when you want to try working with rulers, figure out what kind of ruler foot you need and do use a ruler foot. It's just safer that way and easier, and I guess way more comfortable for quilting. If you're looking for a ruler foot for your machine, I have them available in the Sugar web shop. So if you want, you can, I will place a link somewhere in the screen. Never know what side it is. But in one of the corners up there, you can click the link to hop over to the Sugar web shop. I have quilting rulers over there, high shank, low shank, and also have ruler feet. So if you're looking for that, just hop over to the web shop and check it out. So that is what I wanted to share about using a ruler foot on your machine, why it's so nice and handy. So thank you very much for watching this week's video on the Sugar channel. If you like these kinds of videos, please hit that subscribe button. I know that most of the people watching all my videos aren't subscribed to my channel, so if you want to get updates or what's called notifications, just hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell thingy, so you can get notifications whenever there's a new video coming up on my channel. Thank you so much for all your love and support, and for being here in this little happy quilting corner on YouTube. Hope to see you again next week in a new video on Sugar channel. Bye bye!